My name is Svetlana. I'm the marketing manager from HQSoftware. I'll be responsible for hosting this presentation today. And let me introduce Jagger. You know him as well. He'll be presenting his presentation about trends that will make the most impact in 2022. The presentation won't take you longer than 40 minutes. You can grab your coffee, sit back, and enjoy what Jagger is saying today. Well, a couple of words about Jagger. Jagger is a mobile developer and a mobile development team lead from our HQSoftware production team. He studied computer science at Belarusian State University of Informatics and Radio Electronics, has a deep knowledge of iOS development tools as well as Android ones, experienced in both native and cross-platform projects, and has more than 10 years of programming behind.
Yeah, thank you for a great presentation for myself. Actually, I can't add anything more. I would only say that my whole story will be divided into three parts. First, we'll discuss mobile app market. Then we'll talk about different platforms. And after that, we'll finish with the latest trends in the field, and then a Q&A session. So I'll try to make short pauses between these parts so we can answer your questions, and feel free to ask them. I'm appreciate and eager to see them. So yeah, let's get started. Probably. Mobile applications have a huge influence on the way the service industry operates nowadays. And this influence has only strengthened during the COVID-19 pandemic. Nowadays, as we are going through the second year of health crisis, having fast and safe access to everyday services becomes essential. Therefore, the demand for easy-to-use application providing such services is becoming increasingly obvious. So let's start off by looking at the next chart. As we can see here, the app market has been growing rapidly for over 7 years now. Back in 2014, mobile market generated around 100 billion revenue, and since then it grew at around 35% annually, and now it amounts to over $800 billion. So people are looking for a convenient way to order all kinds of services that were previously accessible offline, and mobile applications are a great way to provide them. Moreover, with everyone being on lockdown, the average time a person spends using a smartphone increases by 20%. Nowadays, we begin to use applications for around 4 hours daily. Users are also more open to try out new applications. In the first quarter of 2021, both Apple and Google stores combined had around 35 billion in-app downloads. That is a 4% increase compared to the first quarter of the previous year. Another sign of users relying more and more on mobile applications is the average number of them installed on each user's devices. An average person has around 70-80 applications installed. And actually, let's check it ourselves. How many applications do you have? You can, for iOS devices, you should open settings and the general section here. Actually, we have a slide, yes, for that. And please share this into the chat so we can compare my statistics with yours. Oh, wow, 164. In general, users mostly gravitate towards entertainment and social media applications. Actually, they spend most of their time interacting with only 20 out of those 80 applications, but on a daily basis, the users launch only around 9 applications. Speaking about the statistics, the majority of those are entertaining ones. According to Social Media Today, the most downloaded applications fall into 3 following categories. It's social media. Here we can see Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp. Users spend around 30% of their time online on social media. Next category is entertainment. It's well-known Netflix, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, and of course games. I don't remember what games. Clash of Clans, I remember, yeah. Clash of Clans, Candy Crush Saga, and so on. So this is the most used one. So also, would you mind typing into the chat 2-3 applications you use the most? I know Telegram will be the first. So now let's look at those metrics from the platform perspective. Currently, there are only 2 major mobile operating systems dominating the market. It's Android and iOS. In terms of the market shares, 71% of mobile devices run Android and iOS occupying others 30%. Most of applications have both Android and iOS versions, while some of them rarely, but sometimes it be so they're exclusive. Both platforms have different perks of working with. So let's take a look at the benefit of the Android platform first. First of all, it's an open source platform, which allows for more in-depth system integration and modification. This way, developers are able to build some features that would have been restrictive on Apple platform. For instance, it's easier to set default applications, run some background processes on Android, and so on. And secondly, Android operating system takes more than 70% of the smartphone market, which means that there is a huge community of developers that can help you anytime with communication when you create your application. Speaking about benefits of the iOS application, I can but mention that they often perform better than their Android counterparts, and they usually require few resources to run. As far as you can see, we need to switch slide. Yeah. Also, the iOS platform dominates in the country with strong economies and aggregate the audience that tends to spend much more money on digital content. So it's easier to start earning money with an iOS application. Apart from native application, there are apps that can run on both platforms. They're called cross-platform applications. Usually they are cheaper to build and require less development time. So let's again go through the pros and cons of each approach. Building a native application means that the developer has full access to the APIs and tools of the respective operating system. That makes it much easier to implement different features of the app, and as a result, native applications interact with the hardware more seamlessly. Their performance usually suffer less with the addition of any complex components. Regarding cross-platform applications, in essence, it's building one application that can be run on both platforms. So the cost here can be cut by having just one development team. And if the business or developer decides to add a new feature, they don't have to apply changes to both applications. A single code base means that all of that can be done just once. So it's the main advantage is cost. In general, cross-platform applications are becoming more popular as this technology continues to improve. Nowadays, we can see the regular updates to the development frameworks like React Native, Xamarin, as well as advancements to Flutter, so which result in more stable and efficient resource management of the cross-platform applications. So as I said, Telegram and Instagram. And TikTok only once? Okay. So yeah, to capture the largest target audience, the app should support not only the current version of the respective operating system, but also the previous one. Usually it does make sense to support the version that are supported by the platform developer, because sometimes users may stick with their old devices as long as the major functionality isn't compromised. For Android, the borderline version that supports most of the Play Store applications is Android 6. And the current one, as far as I remember, is 11 or 12 already. Okay, so for iOS, it's a bit different. Statistically, most iOS users update their devices to the latest operating system. So you can only extend the support to a couple versions back. Aim for iOS 12 to 15 to reach the majority of iOS devices. Most of Android and iOS applications are published and downloaded from the respective stores, Play Store and App Store. In terms of the number of applications available, the Play Store outnumbers the App Store almost by a third. If we take a look at the distribution of paid and free apps in the stores, we can see that most of them are free to download. Actually, it was noting that some of the free application may have ads and also offer in-app purchases. So apart from charging a fixed fee for an application, there are many other ways to monetize the app. The first approach, more popular, is in-app advertising. The app remains free here, but the developer places some ads into application interface, and then you'll get payments from advertisers. So also most of such applications usually offer a fixed fee to remove these ads. Such application well known for you, it's weather applications, battery, memory cleaners on Android, and so on. Another way to get money is a subscription strategy. Here, the users offer the functionality of the app, but they often can try the app for free for a limited amount of time before they will make a decision about the subscription. This model is utilized by such applications as Netflix, Headspace, Slack, and so on. Another approach is user data monetization. While interacting with the app, users generate valuable data. Developer can collect this data and then sell this to advertisers or some other third parties who will use this data to study users' behavior and then provide with some target advertisements and so on. So here we can name such tech giants as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google. So another one way to get money from application, it's in-app purchases. The app here will be completely free, but the users can be offered some virtual or physical goods for their purchase. This method is mostly utilized by games, where users can buy virtual currency, upgrades, new lives, and so on. And the last is the service fee. On-demand applications are a great way of that approach. For instance, when ordering food, the user pays a certain amount of money for the whole service. The provider then cuts a small percent from this deal, and the rest goes to the food vendor. Those we can name Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, and so on. So no question for now. Then I'll pass to the next part. It's mobile trends. No questions. Okay. I'm sure you have already heard about the Flow app. It's the most famous women's health application that is valued at around $800 billion. This app has much more downloads and reviews than any other health app in the market. Nowadays, mobile app developers are implementing different tech to offer unique experiences and to become even more useful to their audiences. Flow developers bet on machine learning and artificial intelligence, and it paid off. ML and AI domains continue to grow in terms of their value. According to the Markets and Markets report, the ML market is growing at 44% annually, and it will be valued at 9 billion by 2022. AI-powered assistants can be used to study the user's behavior and to offer some personalized experiences based on user data. For instance, assistants can help users to choose services or even predict some things users would benefit from. Some of the most popular applications of AI-powered virtual assistants are chatbots. They offer customer support, answer the user's question, and solve basic problems. But if the question seems too complex, the chat can also send this customer to the human agent, providing them with all the information bot has collected. Another important trend nowadays is Internet of Things technology. IoT is a network of connected devices which are able to exchange information between each other via internet. In 2021, the IoT market is expected to reach around $200 billion, half of which will come from software, including mobile applications. Compared to 2019, that is a 14% growth rate. Here, smart homes are a great example of IoT in action. Using only a mobile app on the smartphone, a person can control almost every piece of technology in there, like temperature, lights, central heating, turn off music, and so on. Users can also benefit from getting centralized control over the other tech like vehicles. For instance, Tesla cars can be controlled through the official app. The users can control the charging process, heat up, cool down the car, lock, get real-time location, and others. Nowadays, mobile apps are getting even more useful with wearable IoT devices. Hardware like smartwatches, fitness bands, heart rate monitors can bring a ton of benefits in terms of personal health. They can be used to monitor health condition both by regular consumers and by healthcare specialists. Mobile app can compile that information and then generate insights or visualize it, and so on. But of course, when it comes to user data, security is a big issue here. Since IoT systems can be vulnerable to attacks, it's very important to make sure that users' data is not compromised. Otherwise, you can lose trust of your audience. So we've spoken on AI, ML, IoT. There is another abbreviation. It's ARVR. It's augmented and virtual reality. So let's look at some of the popular use cases of the technology in mobile app to understand it better. For example, Swedish well-known company IKEA has powered its mobile application with a feature that allows users to take a 3D model of particular furniture item and play with it in their rooms. That is possible thanks to augmented reality. Nowadays, this technology offers the users to take their online experiences offline. For example, games like Pokemon Go take immersiveness to the next level. Now the gameplay is partially happening in the real world, allowing the users to interact with the game and each other in a completely new way. Another great example here is AR-based navigations. In the latest version of Google Maps application, AR made finding the right destination way easier. Through the smartphone camera, the user can see his paths in real time. Another example of AR and VR in action is a virtual fitting room. Shopping app like Nike and PictoFit, which is one of our projects, by the way, include a virtual fitting room to let users try their products before even purchasing them. AR is used here to overlay the 3D model of a product over the user body avatar using just a smartphone camera. Usually, mobile applications allow try-on features for glasses, jewelry, makeup, shoes, and so on. Also, augmented and virtual reality can be used to improve the way people collaborate while working remotely. You all know about Facebook Meta nowadays. Virtual reality meeting room software like Horizon Workrooms, for example, allows users to create avatars and use them to attend meetings in virtual environment. They can talk to attendees, sketch, make notes together, and so on. Another very important trend we can see nowadays is a group of apps that allow for getting a particular services right away. Getting a cab, renting an apartment, booking some hotel room, buying concert tickets is now just a tap away from you. Almost $60 billion away is spending by users ordering on-demand services. However, such apps can claim a large chunk of user screen time like TikTok or Netflix. They generate their revenue through the direct payments from users. Next slide, we can see the couple of the most widely known on-demand applications of 2022. It's Uber, again, DoorDash, Instacart, so food ordering services, laundry, groceries, and so on. Another trend that is still barely noticeable these days, but I think it can have a strong impact on technologies in general. It's new hardware. Back in November 2020, Apple released laptops which were featured by a new processor, Apple M1. This new hardware allows users to download and run iOS application directly on a computer. This creates a great new opportunity for mobile developers to extend their audiences not only to iPhone and iPad users, but to those wanting the same experiences on a laptop. So something like that is now developing by Google, this operating system named Fuchsia. Nowadays, modern mobile platforms are also allow users to try the native application without actually downloading and installing them. So on iOS, this feature is called App Clips, and on Android, it's Instant Apps. The way they both work is actually pretty much the same. Let's say the user has to pay for parking or rent a scooter, but they don't have the dedicated application. So as the user lays their phone over the terminal to use the NFC or, for example, scan a QR code, operating system will download a small portion of the native application and it will process the transaction. This is a great way to expand the app audience by letting the users try them out before even installing them. To sum up all that you've heard today, I want to show you two mobile projects our lovely team has completed over the last year. First is IoT smart home application. This is an application for monitoring the health status of the home environment. It uses the data from a physical device with a built-in sensor in it. Through the app, the user can track the air humidity, temperature, dust particles, CO2 levels. The app also scores the health status of the environment and allows users to control the device's settings. Another one is an interactive and easy-to-use solution that makes recycling more popular nowadays. Through the app, already around 300,000 users get rewards for recycling. The company made use of that number by collaborating with product companies that share the core value of recyclable packaging. Using the app, the customer scans the barcode on the package, leaves it in the recycling station, and then receives a reward in the form of vouchers or discounts. The app also features a map with the closest recycling station. Yeah, that's it. So actually, these two are just the tip of the iceberg. During the past few years, our company took place in dozens of interesting projects related to the topics we've discussed. And if you want to talk on that more, please feel free to contact me or even directly to our marketing team, so we can help to pick you up the right technical solution. All needed contacts and addresses, I think, should be available after the presentation. And now questions, I think. Thank you for your time.
Yes, Jagger, thanks a lot for your presentations. Guys, shoot your questions in the live chat, so Jagger will have a chance to answer them right away. The question from Daria, she's asking, is it cheaper to develop an iOS app or a cross-platform app?
Oh, thank you for the question. Actually, it depends. First, I think you need to understand what feature you need to implement. If this will need some low-level changes, work with hardware and so on. So it's definitely native application. But in general, nowadays, the cost is equal for, for the basic application with some easy business logic and so on. So it depends on the thing that you want to implement. You can contact us with your idea, and we can help you to figure it out. Any more?
Jagger, we have one more question. What should replace mobile apps? What can replace mobile apps in general?
Well, web will replace mobile app. Nowadays there is a solution called PWA. It's Progressive Web Applications. Basically, it's a website which is adapted for the small screens. It also allows to run service workers to process some data, background processes, and so on. So the main advantage of this is that you don't need to download and use any of app markets. So it's free. You just open the URL and then press button add to home screen. But still, this application has a lot of limitations nowadays. So these background workers can only, as far as I know, receive notifications, push notifications, and make some basic work in background, and that's it. So if you want, again, some complex logic with, I don't know, Bluetooth, your camera, some hard computations, you should use native or cross-platform applications. So for basic online shop, it's okay. But if you want to, I don't know, video processing applications, you can get all the functionality using a PWA feature.
Okay, I hope that was useful for our participant. Yeah. Well, guys, is there any questions left? I think we can wrap up our presentation if we don't have any more questions. Okay. Thank you guys all for attending the event. I'll send you the follow-up email with all the details right away. Like, check your email, check your inbox during the week. Thanks a lot, Jagger, for your amazing presentation.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
You prepare something else in a couple of months.
We'll see. Cool.
Thank you, guys, and have a nice day.
Have a nice evening. Yeah. Bye.
Goodbye.